In the depths of an enchanted forest, whispers of a once beautiful maiden echo through the trees. Cursed by a vengeful witch, she remains shackled to her tragic fate, longing for release. But her heart yearns for a love that could break her chains. Will she find redemption before it's too late? Long ago, the maiden was a vibrant spirit, known for her kindness and beauty. She spent her days in the village, bringing joy to everyone she met. But jealousy brewed within a dark heart, leading to her betrayal. The witch, seeking revenge for a slight, cast a spell that stole her voice and bound her to the forest. Now, she exists in silence, a ghost of her former self, seeking solace in the shadows. One fateful night, a brave traveler ventured into the forest, drawn by the haunting beauty of the maiden's legend. He felt an unexplainable connection to her sorrow, a pull that ignited a flame of hope. As he entered the forest, the air grew thick with magic and melancholy. He could sense the presence of the cursed maiden, her sadness wrapping around him like fog. Driven by compassion, he sought her out. Finally, he found her, standing alone beneath the ancient willow, her chains glinting in the moonlight. Their eyes met, and in that moment, a silent understanding passed between them, igniting a spark of unspoken love. Though she could not speak, her heart sang a melody that resonated with the traveler. He vowed to free her from the curse, not just for her freedom, but for the love that blossomed within him. Together, they researched ancient texts and sought the wisdom of the forest's spirits, uncovering clues about the curse's origin. Each discovery brought them closer, their bond growing stronger with every challenge. However, the witch's dark presence loomed large, ever watchful and furious at the defiance of her curse. She cast shadows over the maiden's heart, sowing doubt and fear into their quest for love. Doubt crept in as the maiden began to believe that her love might bring ruin to the traveler. She withdrew, torn between the desire to protect him and the yearning to be free from her chains. The traveler felt the shift in her spirit. Determined to show her that love could conquer all, he ventured deeper into the witch's domain, willing to face her threats to save the maiden he adored. Confronted by the witch, he boldly declared his love for the maiden, defying her curse. The witch, enraged, unleashed her fury, but the traveler's heart burned brighter than her dark magic. In a fierce battle of wills, the traveler drew on the strength of his love, calling upon the spirits of the forest to aid him. Their combined power surged against the witch's dark magic, illuminating the forest. With one final push, the traveler's love broke through the witch's dark spells, dispelling the shadows that had bound the maiden. She felt the chains of her curse shatter, freeing her spirit. As the maiden took her first steps into freedom, the forest blossomed with life around them. The curse, once a dark cloud, lifted into the air, replaced by the warmth of their love. But the victory was bittersweet. Though free, the maiden knew the scars of her past would linger, haunting her every step. Love had saved her, but memories of sorrow remained. Together, they forged a new life, filled with hope, yet marred by the remnants of the past. Their love was a constant reminder of the battles fought and the shadows faced. As they journeyed forth, the maiden learned to embrace her past, using it as a strength rather than a weakness. Love had not only freed her, but transformed her into a beacon of hope. In time, the couple became legends, their story inspiring countless others to believe in the power of love and redemption. The forest that once held sorrow now flourished with vibrant life. Years passed, yet the bond between them only deepened. The maiden, once cursed, now radiated a light that dispelled darkness, a true testament to the power of love. On the anniversary of her liberation, they returned to the willow, a symbol of their journey. It stood proud, a reminder of both trials faced and the love that blossomed from them. Their story remains etched in the hearts of many, a timeless tale of love's resilience against adversity. In the end, love truly broke her chains, setting her spirit free. As the evening sun dipped beneath the horizon, A chill filled the air around the willow tree. The maiden, now free, felt a strange pull towards the woods, where whispers of her past lingered. Memories of sorrow and regret wrapped around her heart like a cold embrace, urging her to confront the shadows that haunted her. Her companion, sensing the turmoil within her, grasped her hand tightly, grounding her amidst the turmoil. Together, they stepped into the woods, each rustle of leaves echoing the secrets that lay buried. The maiden's heart raced with a mix of fear and longing, a battle between the desire to flee and the need to face her past. As they ventured deeper, eerie light danced through the branches, revealing an ancient altar hidden among the trees. It was here, she remembered, where her curse had begun, the very site of her betrayal. The maiden felt a surge of emotions, a whirlwind of anger and sadness, threatening to consume her as memories flooded back. Her companion, sensing her distress, spoke softly, urging her to release the pain tethering her spirit. "You are not alone anymore," he reminded her, his voice a soothing balm against her turmoil. Yet, the shadows began to swirl around them, whispering taunts of her past, echoing the betrayal that had once bound her to despair. With every step closer to the altar, the shadows grew bolder, reaching out like fingers of night. The maiden clenched her fists, drawing strength from the love that had freed her. Would that love be enough to face the ghosts of her past? She closed her eyes, feeling his steady heartbeat beside her, a reminder of the life waiting on the other side of fear. As they approached the altar, a voice echoed through the trees, chilling and familiar. "You thought love could save you?" It mocked, a sinister laugh reverberating in the air. The maiden's heart sank. It was the voice of the one who cursed her, the betrayal resurfacing like a dark specter from her past, testing her resolve. Summoning her courage, the maiden replied, "Love is stronger than your darkness." Her words rang out, defiantly challenging the remnants of her curse. As if in response, the shadows recoiled, momentarily retreating into the depths of the forest, giving her a fleeting sense of hope amidst the turmoil. With renewed determination, they reached the altar, where remnants of a dark ritual lay scattered. The maiden knelt, tears spilling down her cheeks as she touched the cold stone. This was the source of her pain, but also the key to her redemption. Would she have the strength to break the chains of her past once and for all? Her companion knelt beside her, whispering encouragement. "You are more than your past. Together, we can rewrite your story." The maiden met his gaze, finding solace in his unwavering belief. With every heartbeat, she felt the chains binding her spirit dissolve, piece by piece, as love illuminated her path. In that moment, the shadows seemed to swirl in confusion. Sensing the shift in power, the altar began to glow faintly, responding to the love radiating from their bond. It was a powerful reminder that even the darkest past could be transformed with the light of love, but the path forward was still fraught with challenges. Suddenly, a gust of wind swept through the clearing, carrying with it a cacophony of voices, echoes of her past, filled with pain and betrayal. The maiden winced, grasping her companion's hand tighter, as if anchoring herself to the hope of a brighter future. She had come too far to turn back now. With a deep breath, the maiden stood, fueled by her love and the strength of her companion. Together, they faced the swirling shadows head on. "We choose love," she declared, her voice echoing through the forest, carrying a promise of change that resonated in the very roots of the ancient trees surrounding them. As her words hung in the air, the shadows began to dissipate, their hold weakening against the power of their love. The maiden felt warmth envelop her, a light breaking through the darkness that had once defined her existence. Hope surged within her, igniting a fire of determination to reclaim her identity. Yet, lurking still in the corners of her mind were doubts, echoes of failure whispering that she might not be strong enough. The maiden struggled against the lingering fear, but with each moment of love and support from her companion, she felt the chains of self-doubt begin to shatter. Her companion noticed her hesitation and pulled her closer, whispering, "Remember, you are not defined by your past. You are the author of your own story. Together, we will write a new chapter, one filled with hope and love." His words resonated deeply within her, igniting a spark of courage to confront her ultimate fear. Summoning every ounce of strength, the maiden closed her eyes and called upon the spirits of the forest, seeking their guidance. "I embrace my past, not as a burden, but as a part of who I am. I choose love over fear." Her voice rang out, stirring the leaves and awakening the ancient magic that lay dormant within the altar. As she spoke, the altar pulsed with energy, responding to her declaration. The shadows recoiled as if struck, their sinister whispers fading into silence. The maiden felt a surge of warmth and light enveloping her, a sign that the ancient magic had answered her call for redemption. In that pivotal moment, the maiden felt the chains of her past shatter completely, releasing her spirit into the realm of possibility. Love's power surged within her, igniting a brilliance that illuminated even the darkest corners of her soul. Together with her companion, they stepped forward, ready to embrace their destiny. Yet, as they took their first steps towards a new beginning, a familiar darkness lingered at the edges of their vision. The sinister voice returned, this time more insistent. "You can never escape your fate." The maiden's heart raced, the reality of her journey ahead becoming clearer. She would have to battle not just her past, but the very forces that sought to enslave her again. Determined not to be swayed, the maiden turned to her companion, her resolve steeled. "I will not let them define my fate. Together, we are stronger than any curse." Her words were a rallying cry, not just for herself, but for all who had been shackled by the past. It was time to reclaim her story, to weave a new fate. With newfound strength, they set their sights on a path leading deeper into the woods, a journey fraught with uncertainty, but ripe with possibilities. The forest seemed to shift as they moved, guiding them towards their destiny while warning them of lurking dangers. Every step forward was a defiance of the shadows that sought to claim them. As they ventured on, the couple found themselves at a fork in the road, each path leading to different outcomes. The maiden felt the weight of choice pressing upon her, knowing that their decision could alter the course of their lives forever. Each path radiated a different energy, calling to them in whispers of hope and despair. Her companion looked at her, his eyes glimmering with determination. "Whatever we choose, we face it together. Remember, love is our compass, guiding us through the darkest of times." The maiden nodded, drawing strength from his unwavering faith, ready to make the choice that would define their fate. As they held on to each other, the maiden whispered, "I choose the path of redemption, the one that leads towards healing and hope." With those words, the light on that path burned brighter, illuminating their way forward. The shadows appeared to writhe in anger, their grasp slipping as the couple stepped into the new light. As they walked, a sense of serenity enveloped them, the air filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers. The forest transformed around them, vibrant colors igniting their surroundings, resonating with the hope kindled within. Love's power was rippling through the very fabric of their existence, weaving a tapestry of new beginnings. Yet, as they pressed on, faint whispers echoed through the trees, a reminder that their past would not let go easily. The maiden's heart tightened, and she knew the shadows would come for them. But now, armed with love and the strength of their bond, she felt ready to confront whatever lay ahead, embracing her destiny with open arms. As they neared the end of the path, the maiden saw a glimmer of light ahead, a doorway leading to a new world filled with possibilities. But just before they could reach it, the shadows surged forward, coalescing into a formidable figure, the embodiment of her past, ready to reclaim what it believed was rightfully its own. The figure loomed, its voice a chilling reminder of the maiden's previous torment, You think you can escape me? I am your past, and I will always find you. The maiden's breath caught in her throat, but she felt her companion's hand squeeze hers, a silent vow of solidarity in the face of their adversary. With fear threatening to overwhelm her, the maiden gathered her resolve. You may be a part of me, but you do not define me, she shouted, her voice ringing with authority. The ground beneath them trembled, a sign that the power of her declaration was resonating throughout the forest, shaking the very foundations of her past. In response to her words, the shadowy figure shrieked in rage, the darkness swirling around it intensifying. You think your love can save you? It mocked. The maiden felt doubt creep in once more, but she turned to her companion, finding strength in his unwavering gaze, reminding her that love was indeed their greatest weapon. Drawing upon the love that had brought them this far, the maiden took a step forward. Our love is a force stronger than you can comprehend. Their hands clasped tightly, she felt a surge of energy, a light beginning to radiate from their connection, illuminating the darkness that sought to consume them. As the light expanded, the shadowy figure writhed in agony, its form beginning to disintegrate. No, this cannot be, it howled, the darkness around it dissipating under the power of their love. The maiden felt hope surge within her heart, realizing they were indeed breaking the chains binding her to her past. But just as victory seemed within reach, a final surge of darkness lashed out, striking the maiden and knocking her to the ground. Pain coursed through her, and for a moment, doubt threatened to swallow her whole. Her companion rushed to her side, his eyes filled with concern, as the shadows began to close in once more. Desperation clawed at her heart, but she lifted her head to meet her companion's gaze. We can't give up. I choose to fight. Her voice, though shaky, was filled with determination. Together, they would rise again, refusing to be defeated by the darkness that sought to engulf them. With a surge of willpower, the maiden stood, drawing strength from her love and the bond they shared. Together, we will conquer this darkness, she declared, the light from their connection growing stronger than ever. The shadows, sensing their resolve, began to tremble as they fought back with renewed ferocity. With every ounce of love coursing through them, the couple charged forward, hand in hand, their hearts beating as one against the encroaching shadows. The energy radiating from their bond surged like a tidal wave, illuminating their path and pushing back against the darkness closing in around them. As they collided with the shadows, a brilliant flash erupted, sending a shockwave of light cascading through the forest. The shadows shrieked as they disintegrated, the power of love overcoming the lingering darkness. In that moment, the maiden felt a sense of liberation, as if the chains that had bound her were finally breaking apart. As the last remnants of darkness faded away, the maiden and her companion stood amidst the light, breathless, yet filled with newfound hope. It was a moment of triumph, a testament to their journey and the love that had guided them through their darkest trials. But the path ahead was still unclear, filled with uncertainties waiting to be unveiled. As they regained their breath, a soft breeze swept through the clearing, carrying whispers of gratitude from the forest itself. The maiden felt a connection with the land, as if the very essence of nature was celebrating their victory. This bond, forged in love and perseverance, had transformed her not only from a cursed maiden, but into a beacon of hope. In that moment, the maiden understood that her journey was not just about battling her past, but about embracing the power of love to reshape her future. With her companion by her side, she felt an overwhelming sense of purpose. They would share their story, inspire others who may be lost in their darkness, showing that love could indeed break any chains. As they turned to leave the clearing, the maiden cast a final glance back at the altar, now a symbol of hope rather than despair. It stood silently beneath the ancient trees, a testament to her strength and the love that had freed her. With hearts full of hope, they stepped onto the path leading them toward a brighter tomorrow. As they walked away, the whispers of the forest surrounded them, a chorus of encouragement that would guide their steps into the future. They had faced their demons and emerged victorious, but the journey of love and redemption was only just beginning. Together, they would face whatever challenges awaited, united in their belief that love conquers all. And so, their journey continues, one foot stepping into the unknown, the other firmly planted in the love they had forged. It was a love that had transformed not just their lives, but the very essence of who they were. As they ventured forth, they carried with them the knowledge that love could break any chain and guide them toward their destiny. As they traversed ancient woods, whispers of forgotten legends echoed around them. The air crackled with magic, hinting at the trials that awaited their union. Little did they know, the past was not finished with her yet, lurking just beyond the veil of their hopeful future. In the heart of the forest, they stumbled upon a hidden shrine, overgrown yet radiant. The maiden felt a pull towards it, her heart racing as memories of her past flickered before her eyes. Could this place hold the key to her redemption? The shrine was adorned with relics of those who had sought forgiveness before her. Each item whispered tales of love, lost, and battles fought. It was in this sacred space that the couple would face their greatest challenges yet. Suddenly, a chill swept through the air, and a ghostly figure emerged. The spirit, a former guardian of the shrine, spoke of the maiden's past transgressions and the price of her freedom. She would have to confront her deepest fears to move forward. The maiden's heart sank as the spirit revealed the truth. Her curse was tied to an ancient betrayal. A love once pure had turned dark, and now she must reconcile that history to break free from her chains. Love alone would not suffice this time. With determination, the maiden vowed to uncover the details of her past. The couple embarked on a journey back to the village where it all began, seeking answers that would lead to healing. Each step echoed with hope and trepidation. Upon arrival, the village welcomed them with wary gazes. Rumors of the maiden's past still lingered. As they entered the town square, she felt the weight of judgment in the air. Would her love be enough to shield them both? They approached an elder of the village, a wise woman who held the stories of the past. Her eyes sparkled with knowing, and she beckoned them closer. Here, they would learn of the events that led to the maiden's curse, shrouded in betrayal and heartbreak. The elder recounted the tale of a fierce love that had once blossomed between the maiden and a nobleman. Jealousy had driven a wedge between them, leading to a devastating curse that chained her spirit for eternity. The couple listened intently, hearts heavy with the weight of history. As the elder spoke, the maiden felt a stirring within her, a connection to her past self. She realized that embracing her former life, acknowledging her mistakes, was pivotal to her redemption. With newfound resolve, she prepared to face her history head on. Leaving the elder's home, the couple was met with a sudden storm, a metaphor for the internal turmoil that awaited them. As thunder rumbled, the maiden felt her past closing in, but her beloved's hand held her steady, a lifeline amidst the chaos. They sought refuge in an abandoned chapel at the forest's edge. The walls were adorned with faded murals that hinted at love stories long forgotten. Here, amidst the echoes of the past, they would uncover the final pieces of the maiden's curse. Within the chapel, the couple discovered an ancient book, its pages filled with spells and incantations. As the maiden traced the words, she felt a connection to her former self, realizing the power she wielded to alter her fate. But the more they learned, the more the stakes rose. A shadowy figure appeared, a manifestation of the jealousy that had cursed her. It threatened to engulf her, reminding her of the darkness lurking within her heart. With fear threatening to overtake her, the maiden turned to her beloved. His unwavering gaze and steady presence ignited a spark of courage within her. Together, they would confront this darkness, fueled by their love and determination. The shadow lunged, invoking memories of betrayal that clouded the maiden's mind. She felt the weight of her past decisions crushing her spirit. Yet, amidst the turmoil, her beloved's voice cut through the chaos, reminding her of their unwavering bond. In that moment of vulnerability, the maiden found clarity. She realized that true redemption lay not in erasing her past, but in accepting it as part of her journey. Love, intertwined with acceptance, could break her chains. Standing firm, she summoned the strength of their love. She reached out to the shadow, speaking words of forgiveness, not just for herself, but for the betrayal that had haunted her for centuries. The darkness began to waver, weakened by her resolve. As the shadow dissipated, the maiden felt a rush of warmth envelop her. Chains that had bound her spirit began to crumble piece by piece. This was the power of love and forgiveness. She was finally reclaiming her essence. However, the victory was bittersweet. The remnants of the curse still lingered, whispering doubts into her heart. The couple had won a battle, but the war for her soul was not yet over. They had to face the final remnants of her past. Their next destination was an ancient cave rumored to hold the final secrets of her curse. Legend spoke of a guardian spirit that could either bless or curse them depending on their intentions. The couple knew this would be their most dangerous trial yet. As they entered the cave, the air thickened with anticipation. Flickers of light danced on the walls, casting eerie shadows. The atmosphere was charged with magic, a reminder that their journey was far from over. Each step deeper brought them closer to the truth. At the cave's heart, they found an altar where the guardian spirit awaited. Its eyes glowed with wisdom and power, testing their resolve. The spirit revealed that love must be proven through sacrifice, a daunting truth that would test their bond. The maiden listened intently as the guardian explained the sacrifices required. A choice must be made. One must be willing to give up something precious to break the final chains. The weight of the decision hung heavy in the air, poised to fracture their love. The maiden looked at her beloved, knowing instinctively what she must do. It was time to confront the echoes of her past, to free herself from the curse once and for all. But how much of herself was she willing to sacrifice for love? With a trembling heart, she spoke to the guardian spirit. I am ready to face my past, no matter the cost. Let my sacrifice pave the way for my freedom. Her voice echoed through the cave, a vow of love and courage. The guardian spirit nodded, sensing the purity of her intent. It raised a hand, and a portal of light opened, revealing the memories of her past betrayals. The couple stepped forward together, prepared to confront the darkness that had haunted her. Once inside the portal, they were transported to the moment her curse began, the fateful day of betrayal. The maiden watched in horror as the shadows of her past unfolded, her heart aching at the pain she had caused, and endured. The echoes of voices surrounded them, each word a reminder of the choices that led to her despair. The couple held each other tightly, drawing strength from their love in this moment of confrontation. They would face the truth together. As the scene played out, the maiden saw her former self, vulnerable and lost, swayed by jealousy. She felt compassion for that girl, understanding that she had been a victim of her own fears. This realization was a key to her healing. The final moment approached, the moment of betrayal. The maiden felt the weight of the choice made, the pain of the decision echoing through her soul. It was now or never. She had to confront her past to embrace her future. With a surge of courage, the maiden reached out to her past self. I forgive you. We both were lost, but it's time to let go. I choose love, and I choose freedom. Her words resonated, breaking the chains of her curse. As her words echoed, the shadows began to fade, and the portal shimmered with light. The past released its grip over her, leaving only the warmth of love that she had cultivated with her beloved. They were emerging victorious. Suddenly, the guardian spirit appeared again, a smile gracing its ethereal face. You have chosen wisely. Love and forgiveness are the strongest magic of all. The couple felt a wave of relief wash over them, knowing they had conquered the darkness together. As they stepped out of the portal, The cave transformed around them, a vibrant landscape emerging where shadows once lurked. Nature flourished, reflecting the light of their love and the freedom they had fought for together. With the chains of her past finally broken, the maiden felt lighter, freer. She looked at her beloved, their bond now stronger than ever, fortified by the journey they had taken together through darkness and light. Yet, with newfound freedom came the realization that their journey was not over. There were still challenges ahead, and the couple must navigate the complexities of a world that had almost torn them apart. Would their love endure? As they ventured forth, they encountered a village celebrating a festival, a stark contrast to their solemn journey. Laughter and music filled the air, yet beneath it lay an undercurrent of unspoken fears and lingering darkness. Amidst the celebration, a figure emerged from the crowd, a woman draped in dark clothing, her eyes piercing. The maiden felt a chill. This woman was a remnant of her past, a living reminder of the betrayal that had cursed her. The woman approached with a knowing smile, beckoning the maiden closer. She offered a choice: to confront the pain of the past or to embrace the celebration. The maiden's heart raced with the weight of the decision she faced once more. Before she could respond, the woman spoke with a voice like silk, laced with danger. Do you truly believe you've escaped the chains of your past? Darkness always finds a way back to those who fear it. The maiden felt a shiver run down her spine. The woman's words struck a chord, reigniting her fears of falling back into the shadows. Yet her beloved's hand was steady in hers, a reminder of their shared strength and journey. Gathering her courage, the maiden replied, I will not be defined by my past. I choose to embrace love and light. I will not let fear dictate my future. Her voice rang with conviction, a defiant stand against the darkness. The woman's smile faded, replaced by a calculated gaze. Very well, but know this: true shadows are never truly vanquished. They linger, waiting for the moment you falter. You may have won a battle, but the war is far from over. With that, the woman melted back into the crowd, leaving the couple shaken. They exchanged glances, understanding that despite their recent triumph, the remnants of her past were still lurking. Together, they would need to remain vigilant. As the festivities continued around them, the maiden felt the weight of the woman's words bearing down. She realized that her freedom was a continuous journey, one that required constant nurturing of their love to withstand the shadows. Determined to face whatever came next, the couple sought the wisdom of the village elder once more. They needed guidance to navigate the complexities that lay ahead. Their love had already proven powerful. But would it be enough? The elder welcomed them with open arms, sensing the heaviness in their hearts. She shared tales of other couples who had faced trials like theirs, emphasizing that love requires resilience, courage, and a willingness to confront the shadows together. Inspired by the elder's wisdom, the couple left with renewed hope. They understood that every challenge they faced would ultimately fortify their bond. With each step, they were crafting a future built on love, resilience, and mutual support. As they traveled onward, the couple faced various challenges, from natural obstacles to tests of their faith in each other. Each trial served as a reminder of their commitment to one another and the love that had brought them together. One stormy night, as they sought shelter, they found themselves in a small village plagued by its own darkness. The townsfolk whispered of a curse similar to the maiden's, leaving her heart heavy with empathy for those suffering. Determined to help, the couple approached the villagers, offering their support. They listened to tales of despair, finding parallels to their own journey. In that moment, they understood that love's power was not just for themselves, but for all who suffered. As they worked together to lift the village's spirits, the couple shared their own story of redemption. They inspired hope in the hearts of the villagers, reminding them that love can conquer darkness even in the most dire situations. Gradually, the villagers began to believe in the possibility of change. the maiden felt her own heart swell with purpose. This was the power of love in action. Together, they formed a bond, united in the face of adversity. However, just as the village began to heal, the dark-clothed woman reappeared, her presence a stark reminder of their ongoing battle. She sought to sow discord among the villagers, manipulating their fears and doubts as she had done to the maiden. The couple confronted the woman, standing firm against her attempts to undermine the hope they had ignited. The maiden's voice rang clear, denouncing her tactics and reaffirming the villagers' right to choose love over fear. The woman's laughter echoed eerily, filling the air with tension. You think love can shield you forever? Darkness thrives on doubt, and I will always be watching, waiting for you to falter. Her words hung heavy in the atmosphere, a warning of future trials. With the villagers' spirits shaken, the couple knew they had to act quickly. They gathered everyone to reaffirm their commitment to love and unity. Together, they would form a protective barrier, using their shared strength as a shield against the darkness. As they joined hands, an energy surged through them, a manifestation of their combined hopes and dreams. The darkness recoiled, but the dark-clothed woman laughed, challenging their resolve. This won't hold forever, she taunted, refusing to back down. In that moment of unity, the couple realized they had forged a bond stronger than any curse. Their love, now intertwined with the villagers' hopes, had created an unbreakable force. They were no longer alone in their struggle. As the dark-clothed woman saw the power they had created together, a flicker of doubt crossed her face. She realized she could no longer manipulate the situation as easily. This moment of collective strength was a turning point in their battle. With renewed determination, the couple led the villagers in a chant of love and hope, their voices rising above the chaos. They called upon the power of unity, a force that even the darkest of shadows could not extinguish. As the chant echoed into the night, a brilliant light enveloped the village, pushing back the darkness. The dark-clothed woman screamed in rage, her shadowy form beginning to dissolve under the strength of their unity. In the wake of the light, the village thrived. The curse lifted. The couple and the villagers embraced, tears of joy mingling with laughter. They had not only conquered the darkness, but had learned the true power of love and community. As the festival continued, the couple shared their story of bravery and love, inspiring a new generation. They realized that their journey was far from over, but they faced the future hand in hand, ready to embrace whatever came next.